Swell Legend Beats.
Yo, what's good out there, everybody? Man, welcome back once again to the Cook Up Podcast with your boy Marcus Swole Legend. Once again, I got a very prominent, very important individual in the building, man. She goes by the name of Dwindling Creecy, aka Wendy Sky. So what's going on with you, Wendy? How you been doing? Long time.
Hey, yeah, it's been more than a year than our COVID broadcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's definitely been a while. So tell everybody out there what's been going on with you and how's everything been holding up with you. What's good?
Okay, so ever since April of this year, when I was elected councilwoman of District 4,
Mm-hmm.
there's been a lot going on. I am very much involved in housing authority issues, policing issues, and also environmental issues, which were
Mm-hmm.
basically my main causes from the beginning of my campaign. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I've been working on and getting some good feedback and good resolution.
Okay, okay. So, as a part of your resolutions, what have you been doing with the complaints with the tenants and stuff like that? How?
Well, first and foremost, let me state this. Everybody does their job to the best of their capacity here in Newark,
Mm-hmm.
Delaware. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there's always a complaint about and/or conditionings in the Newark Housing Authority and how quick they answer the call and how efficient they answer the call. So
Mm-hmm.
I placed myself to be basically a springboard and a speaking um, post for those who cannot articulate their issues the way they need to be articulated to live in this environment
Right.
in a great way. So, what I am proud to state is that in my interactions, as far as the Housing Authority is concerned and what they're doing for people who are in their midst,
Mm-hmm.
that their voices are being heard, and their voices are being heard through them communicating with me and me communicating with officials to make sure that everyone is living in a safe environment.
Cool. Cool. So, what are some of the things that you have done to put some of the hearsay into action to make people feel more comfortable and feel like they have more of a voice in the community?
Well, as you do know, Mark, I ran on being the voice of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So, since I ran on being the voice of the people, whenever something is not articulated properly and assistance is not
Mm-hmm.
given in its proper form, that's when I step in and I articulate the situation and we get the situation resolved.
No problem. No problem. So that's a good look because I think that's a big issue in our community. Is miscommunication. With those that are in power or could have authority over you that what I'm saying that they don't necessarily understand the situation, but they I would say enforce the situation. And
Well,
it's great. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, I do agree with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes also in situations where you are put into organizations that um, have guidances and rules as to how you have to live,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard to articulate your issues with those organizations without feeling like you may be retaliated against. So
Exactly. Yeah.
that's where a government official can step in and
Mhm.
ask that there is no retaliation, and for them to just listen to the grievances of the tenants,
Mhm.
whether it's housing authority, Section 8, or any other type of organization that is HUD related.
Mhm.
And that is my job. My job is to make sure that my constituency, regardless of their economic background, are heard.
Right. And that's great. And it's good to have someone who knows the situation that look just like us.
Yes.
Been through the same situations we've been through, no matter where you're from in the country. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel that uh, we all deserve to have our voices heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And have a great. We should have our opinions considered. Just because you have an opinion don't mean it's true. But at the same time, we should be able to come up to the table and say, hey, this is what we want. Um,
Yes.
we don't want that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
So.
have to have your in particular issues articulated properly to the
Mhm.
right people.
Right.
Sometimes people call folks that can't help them, and
Mhm.
sometimes they call folks who have no jurisdiction, and
Right.
sometimes they call folks who really don't know how to help them and in what way to help them. So
Right.
it's good to have people who are set and elected officials who
Mhm.
understand where you're coming from to articulate your issues, to guide you in the right direction, and to
Mhm.
also get things done
Right.
and um, executed in a way where it's good for not just the citizen, but also the corporation. Because sometimes, if you're lost in communication and you
Mhm.
think that there's no way to get through to people, um, you can find yourself in a situation where you become discouraged and you don't want to help that person, and that person doesn't want to help themselves because they feel like they have nowhere to go. I'm that voice.
Right. That's what's up. And I really appreciate you, and I'm pretty sure everyone in your area appreciate everything that you have done and what you're going to do thus far. As far as taking care of the community and making sure everyone gets their just dues of what they deserve.
I
So.
hope so. This is a thankless job. Um, you got to have a whole lot of tough skin, and you have to have gone through your burning sands,
Yes.
of which is on both sides of the coin, in order
Hmm.
to be able to articulate what's needed for your constituency and also for the agencies. So
Right.
that means you have to have an open ear to both sides. You have to
Hmm.
be able to um, withstand being criticized, and just go for it and do the best that you can for both parties.
Yeah, and that's a given for anything that you do as far as being in the public, entertainment, politics,
Oh my gosh, I know all of
public
that.
yeah, public speaking, into that. You're going to be
Yes,
criticized whether you're saying something right, whether you're saying something wrong. Somebody always going to got something to say about you. So that's one of the growing pains I had to learn about. As far as you know, first of all, being a music producer, and then going from being a music producer to being a podcast producer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not even about what nobody thinks. It's about what you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself. You
that's
know what I
right.
mean?
That's right.
You
You
know?
touched on a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of times, and even the music industry, of which I know very well,
Yes.
of course, from being a neo soul artist,
Mm-hmm.
you have to know who you are, and you have to be confident in who you are, and you
Yeah.
have to be able to take the bumps and bruises. If
Mm-hmm.
you're not willing to go through the fire, then it's no need in even
It's
trying to
no,
start
no.
anything that you need to start, because that is needed.
Mm-hmm.
The music industry and the politics industry are actually pretty similar.
Very
You
similar.
have
Very
to
similar.
know
Yeah.
your enemy. You
Mhm.
have to be able to learn your enemy. You
Mhm.
have to be able to learn exactly what it is that they're coming for so that you can run ahead of the horse without being ran over.
Exactly. Exactly. So we're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna talk about the police and the harassment, uh, unnecessary arrest, unnecessary pulling over people of color. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say of color. That's too light. I'm gonna say pulling black people over for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So how are you going to approach that situation about being harassed by the cops?
All right. So let me say first and first of all that all of police are not out to harass.
Right.
Let me say that. And number two, basically there just needs to be basic communication in
Mhm.
between the minorities in the community and the police.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I have brought to the attention of our police department, which is a very open police
Mhm.
department and transparent department, of which I am lucky to work with, that there could be disparities in the way you arrest and the way you move forward in convicting people
Right.
when it comes to race.
Mhm.
For an example, if two people of the same age and of different cultures are set to commit crimes, and these in particular crimes are equivalent and or one may be worse than the other, you cannot apply the most of the law to the minority and the less of the law to the European.
Yeah.
Everything has to be straight across,
Yeah.
and or you're going to get backlash, and
Yeah.
people are going to think what they want to think, even if that's not the intent of the officer or the organization. So
Mhm.
that needs to be brought into attention, and is brought into attention by me whenever these type of situations take place.
Exactly. I had a similar experience. I went back home and I was on a good note. You know what I'm saying? I went home to pick my daughter up for the summer and went to go see my mother. No bad intentions on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just relaxing with family and you know I was driving the speed limit. I follow all the laws and I don't know what it was, the type of car I was driving, or how my car looked, or what it was. The cops chased me. Okay, this particular cop. Okay, I already had left your jurisdiction, right? I'm already in the next town over, so you gonna chase me down to the next town over. You see what I'm saying? And then when you pulled me over, I rolled my window down. I ain't had nothing to hide. I ain't had nothing in the car. Nobody wouldn't ride with me or nothing like that. So I was like, I'm gonna roll my window down, get my license or whatever. Everything good. I got my papers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about it. So this cop, he rolled the window down, and instead of him telling me why he pulled me over or asked me any type of question, he runs back to his cruiser and radios for a state trooper to come interrogate me.
Oh my God. So, Mark,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, in this day and time, in this
Mm-hmm.
era,
Yeah.
depending upon
Mm-hmm.
the officer and the mindset of the officer that pulls you over the first time that they see a minority and it's a black male,
Mm-hmm.
there is unfortunately a tendency to feel as though you are being threatened before you even approach the car.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are in a nice looking car, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of it being looked at as, hey, I've done pretty well for myself, it could be
Mm-hmm.
looked at as profiling,
Mm-hmm.
and profiling you to be a criminal and or drug dealer or some type of situation of that nature, of
Right.
which they will call back up for no reason.
Okay.
So that's another thing that I'm looking into over here.
And
And
my thing, I didn't mean to cut you off, but my thing is I don't have no issue with you calling backup. My thing is if you pull a car over, you supposed to tell them why you pulled them over. You did nothing to assure me as to what type of crime I committed or what you suspect me of doing. You just wanted to stop my car so you can go further with whatever else. So it's almost like you got a net, you got a trap set to pull people in that you think can afford to pay a ticket that you trying to issue out. You see what I'm saying? Because the reason I say that is a lot of people where I'm from, they do far worse things than I've ever done, but they don't have the money to pay for what they've done. You see what I'm saying? So they tend to go after people who they think have money is basically what I'm trying to say. You
yes,
know.
yes, that could be a factor in its predisposition.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, police officers,
Mhm.
well, fortunately, they're humans. And unfortunately, some folks are
Mhm.
taught
Mhm.
at a very early age that they should be wary
Mhm.
of black gentlemen and any other minority gentleman that has something
Hold on. Wendy went. Hold on. Wendy froze. Say that again. Go back over that
sorry
again.
about that. Here I go.
Yeah, go back over that
Sorry.
again. Yeah, say those last few lines again.
So basically what I was saying is it's profiling.
Yes.
And um the unfortunately that needs to change, but that comes from internal education at the
Mhm.
police department of not profiling people just because they're driving a Mercedes Benz.
Mhm.
You wouldn't believe this, but back when I was a student at Temple University,
Mhm.
I was with a organization called the Black People's Power,
Right.
and the first thing that we protested on was driving while black. Because at that point in time, a lot of people were realizing their aspirations and they were going for it. So a
Right.
lot of black gentlemen and black women were buying more expensive cars. They were living
Exactly.
in better homes and things of that nature, just to go outside their homes and be profiled,
Mhm.
because they're not supposed to have those things,
Exactly.
supposedly.
Exactly.
Um,
You know.
but
Um.
we are in a different age now,
Yes, and
and
we
we
are, and
need to work on
Mhm.
um, getting information and also portraying to individuals that guess what, we got it too. You know,
Exactly.
all of us are not um, drug dealers. Some of us are like me who work three different jobs,
Mhm.
and serving counsel,
Mhm.
and I'm taking care of other situations and paying my mortgage
Mhm.
and taxes. And I should not be pulled over because I think I deserve, out of working a 15-hour day, a nice car. So
Exactly. So
that
so
needs to be reevaluated.
exactly. So that was my perception. You see what I'm saying? I sit here, I build my own business. Um, I started out, I came out the mud with it. You know what I mean? I built my own brand. I made my own beats. I started my own show. Any man or woman in that type of situation is supposed to have nice stuff. You might not have the best, that's out there, but you supposed to have something to show for your hard work. You know what I mean? It ain't no way you're gonna be running around here driving no gas guzzler with no hubcaps and no paint job and no nothing, and you worth something. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to look like what you worth. You know what I mean? So
Sometimes,
you
sometimes,
know,
but sometimes it works when you drive a little hoopty because
yeah,
nobody
yeah,
knew.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
people don't
yeah.
realize who they're talking to.
Exactly.
I personally, I mean, I have a whatever mediocre car,
Hmm.
and sometimes I walk into situations in my district where my constituency is, and people don't realize what they're doing. For example, um, I walked into a Sunoco. There was kids outside trying to buy illegal stuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't know I was who I was because of what I pulled up in, and I walked up in
Yeah.
my jeans and my shirt, and I said, "Cut it out."
Yeah.
So it works, and then it doesn't work. If you
And it
understand
doesn't,
what I'm
you know.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I honestly am not really into materialistic things.
Mhm.
If I end up with something that's pretty nice and other people think it's material, that's on them. But trust me, it's something I probably worked 3 jobs for
And you know,
to obtain.
and that was my situation. You see, I worked for that. I didn't have to steal from nobody. I didn't have to sell no drugs. I didn't have to lie to nobody. I got that. I got everything that I got straight up.
Yes.
You know, I went
Yes.
in. I presented what I had. I did my deals. I got my
Yes.
stuff, and I
Yes.
got straight. You see
Yes.
what I'm saying? So
Yes.
if I'm legit, why are we constantly looked at it upon as we gonna criminally get something illegitimately? You see what
Well,
I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, Mark, and we spoke about this before.
Yes.
Most of what I am doing down here in Newark, Delaware, as you guys all know, I am a West Philadelphia girl, and I
Mhm.
claim that to the depth of my end.
Mhm.
Most of what I'm doing here legislatively, I'm learning. And I'm
Mhm.
learning it so I can also bring it to Philadelphia and to my colleagues in Philadelphia so it can work for you as well. I
Yes.
hope that within my journeys over here in Delaware that I can find some type of legislation
Mhm.
that will help in this situation. Also, Mark, we
Mhm.
also spoke of in the past when I was campaigning that
Mhm.
you should probably lend your hat into that arena so that you can tell your part of this story. Just telling it on this podcast does not work.
Mhm.
Even though it's a good way to get out socially, you
Mhm.
also need to speak of your opinions politically, and
Mhm.
you have to speak of your opinions legislatively. And
Mhm.
we also spoke about environmental issues, just
Mhm.
like in Philadelphia. There's
Mhm.
trash out there, but like I said in the past, ain't no boogeyman running around dumping trash in Philadelphia. It's us. You
It's
need
the
to
regular
pick
everyday
up
people.
your
Yep.
trash.
Yep.
You need to create a good environment for your children.
Mhm.
All of the legislation that I am working on down here with um, equalizing um, um, policing,
Mhm.
equalizing the legislation when it comes to a minority versus a European,
Mhm.
um, the environmental cleanup that I'm working on, the profiling that
Mhm.
I'm working on, the help for the disabled, the
Mhm.
housing authority issues, all of this that I am doing, I would hope within a year I could, just collectively bring
Mhm.
together and bring back to my hometown as well so I can help the people from where I come.
Yeah.
So trust me, I'm
Yeah.
coming for you, Philly. I did
Yeah.
not forget you. I
Yeah.
might be over here in Delaware, but I am a Philadelphian.
Mhm. And I'm a South Carolinian, and some of these same things that you speak on, it's effective where I'm from, you know. And I always knew about it, for years and years. Um, I come out of it, you know what I mean? And You know, I hear stories all the time. People complaining, people sick of it, people moving away, people dying. People getting, just living
Oh
it.
my gosh, are you talking about gun violence? Because
It's
I'm up to
it's
my
gun
ears in it.
it's gun violence. It's ignorance. It's just misunderstanding each other. It's simple stuff. I'm like, ain't no way this person was supposed to go down like that over a misunderstanding. You know how many misunderstandings I done been into with people and negotiated with people, And now to this day, both of us are straight. We ain't even got to deal with each other, but you got something out of me, I got something out of you. We can just part our ways, part the Red Sea, and you go on your side of the ocean, I go on my side of the ocean, and I get my money, you get your money. Ain't nobody
Mark,
dead.
that's called
Nobody dead.
politics. Get in the game.
Yeah, I already know. I
Get
already
in the
know.
game
That's what
because
I'm saying. I know the
if you
game.
learn the politics, you can walk through anything. You can walk through fire. You can
Yeah.
walk through this music industry. You
Mm-hmm.
can walk through any type of industry that you know if you know legislatively what you can do, how you can make moves, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to learn from your enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to communicate with your
Mm-hmm.
enemy in order to learn them. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how many times I need to say that, but that is what it is. And if
Yes.
you are not on point with learning them and you can't find yourself not getting into confrontation, then this game ain't for you.
Right.
Politics is not for you. Music is not for you.
Right.
Entertainment is not for you. Business is not for you because you're going to get caught up in your feelings when it's all about business.
Exactly. And you have to learn how to shut it down.
Yep.
It's nothing wrong with expressing yourself from time to time, but it's a time and a place for all of that stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You have to
So
learn how to talk tea and talk a 40 ounce.
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It come a time to where you can express how you really feel, and then it comes a time to where you got to look at the bigger picture. You be like, hey, we doing this, we got this going on, so we can't let that interfere. You know what I'm saying? We can't let that interfere with what we got going on. We got to take care of this. We argue later. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. It's nothing good. It's nothing. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me restate that.
Uh
There's
huh.
nothing bad with a good argument.
Right.
Everybody on this planet can agree to disagree. You
Mhm.
do not have to be lockstep in with each other because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, there's always something, regardless of who you're talking to, that you can agree upon. And
Mhm.
once you find that niche, that's what you work from. And you work your way up and you get your business done, period.
Exactly. At the end of the day, as long as we reach our goals, there is no reason for us to be into it with each other because you got your thing, I got mine. We square. We good.
Yes, but you also
Yeah.
have to be and this is
Mm.
very important. Whether
Mhm.
you agree with the person or not,
Mhm.
whether you agree with what they're doing or not,
Mhm.
you have to be respectful of people's, uh, I'm not going to say agenda, but things that they do not
Mhm.
like. You
Mhm.
have to be respectful of that, and you
Mhm.
have to mind that business, and then work from the positivity that's within that relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. And over the past few years, I've learned to do that because I started out solo. I ain't have a whole lot of wingmans on my team. I ain't have a whole lot of entourage, nothing like that. So, you know, my whole situation was just based around what I thought and what my perception was and how I felt about things. And then it took me a little while to get used to everyone else's perception and what they thought and how they move on different things, and that helped me grow better as a business person. Not so much as my talent, but as far as like the business,
Yes.
it helped me learn how to put the pieces together with my business. Just being able to withstand other people's agendas. You see what I'm saying? So you know, it
You
just
just
made
have to you
it
just
just made
have
my
to learn to
platform.
navigate and you
Yeah,
have to respect people's boundaries.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
It's
It
all
just.
about respecting people's boundaries. If a person that you're doing business with doesn't like the way
Hmm.
this or that is done or this or that is said, you have to respect those boundaries and then you have to move from there and you have to find a position in which to play your business
Exactly.
and that's it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's like one of those old sayings. My people used to say from back home, some people just in your life for a season to teach you something. That don't mean they're gonna be there forever. They're just there for a season. Just like winter, spring, summer, fall. You know, everything
And
got
sometimes you're
yeah,
the lesson.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes you are the lesson.
yeah, exactly.
So
You
just
know,
know that. Hmm.
yes, yes, thank you. And
You're welcome.
we're gonna switch gears. So we're gonna talk about cameras in the neighborhood.
Yep.
What's your take on cameras in neighborhoods, man, especially like minority neighborhoods?
Well, I think I love the ring by Miss. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I don't know.
mm,
Ring, y'all can send me some advertisement money. I love you guys. The ring is amazing.
yeah.
You get to protect your home, see who's going in it, see who's outside of it, talk to them.
Mm,
I think when people know that they are on camera, they
mm,
will not be as aggressive with
mm,
doing things that will upset you and or the residents around you.
right,
Now, I know a lot of people think that they're in the snitch culture, but you're not in the snitch culture if the camera is the snitch. So you
right,
put that in the middle of you, and that's
right.
it.
And the
And
definite.
if somebody robs my car, which they did, if
Mm,
somebody tries to break into my home, the camera is the snitch. What you gonna do? Go beat up a camera? So I think that it's very smart to have um that in particular device in order to be able to protect your home, to protect your children and your family.
and that's right because you see how hard it is to come by stuff sometimes. You know, sometimes sometimes you get it easy, then 6 months later you're catching hell trying to get certain things. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
so
saying?
yeah.
So what make you think it right to just come take somebody's stuff from them?
Hello. That's why here in the city of Newark, we are working along with our neighbors, me and the city manager,
Mm-hmm.
on getting people who may not have that affordability,
Mm-hmm.
cameras at their home to protect what they have.
Mm-hmm.
That is a project that I'm very proud of that we're working on.
Mm-hmm.
And another project is making sure that landlords have protection from nuisance tenants, that
Yeah.
after a year or so that they have them in there, these people don't care about their property. They don't maintain their property. They're tearing up the um, premises in which they live,
Mm-hmm.
and or the surrounding areas, and being a nuisance to other neighbors. That the landlords have an easement as to how they can go about taking care of these
Mm-hmm.
situations.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, and I'm going to repeat, I am not just down here in Delaware. I'm doing legislation and learning just for Delaware. I'm doing legislation and learning for my fellow citizens, people, and family in Philadelphia, New Jersey, wherever they are.
Yeah.
That is what I'm about. If I can pass it on to my colleagues, right now, I am the first African American woman to even be seated as council person here in Newark, Delaware. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
the first Black in 56 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very important that I hold this position and that I am able to convey and comprehend and communicate these issues for my people.
Mm-hmm. And and that's a whole mouthful right there. I don't even know how to wrap my mind around it. Like you breaking a lot of barriers. You broken a lot of barriers, should I say? And and
Thank you.
I wish you the best in life. Like you know, I've always been a friend of yours. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I've always wished you the best in life. You know what I'm saying? And I want you
I
to
wish you
continue.
the best as well. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
this interview.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime you want to get on my platform and talk about how you feeling about different things, more than welcome to come on here. Like I tell everybody else, man. My platform is an open door. I
Thank
created it.
you.
I made it that way, to keep it open because you can't build an empire by yourself. To
And
be
you
honest.
definitely can't build it on sand.
Yeah, exactly. You can't build even a regular house with 2 bedrooms. You don't see no one. You don't even see one man out there building a 2 bedroom house. He got a whole crew out there with him, right?
Yep.
See, so so now you see the blueprint. So like you can't, even with a platform like this, I can't do all this stuff by myself. Even though I've tried, I did it to make it stay above water. But
Well, you
once it,
can't interview
yeah,
yourself every day. Nobody wants to
no,
hear that. They want to
no,
know what
no,
you're doing,
no,
what you're
no,
doing.
because if I interview myself, I turn into a commentator. You see what I'm saying? So I'll be like some of these other platforms out here that wait for some drama to pop off, and then I just add the drama onto my platform. I don't want that type of platform. You see what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that's right. That's correct.
Yeah,
That is correct.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
right. So
yeah.
thank you so much for this interview. I am definitely going to post this to my page because I want my people in Philadelphia, my family in Philadelphia, my
Mhm,
family in Delaware, my friends in New Jersey and New York,
mhm.
and all over to know that I am not just here working for myself, nor am I sitting in the position I am just working for me. I am working for everybody.
All right, let's get it.
All right,
Let's
let's
keep it
get
up,
it.
babe. Keep it up.
Thank
Cause
you.
you're welcome. Good seeing you, Wendy.
All right, take care. It's been
All
a
right,
pleasure.
all
Bye.
right.